Hey guys, welcome back to the second episode of me playing through Murders on the Yangtze River. I think where we last left off. Why do we have two? Autosave data. Okay, where we last left off was on chapter 2, Lady in the Wardrobe. So let's begin. Hopefully this time I can get a better grasp on... Oh yeah, we were unlocking it. Hopefully this time... I think... Yeah, that's what it was. Yep. So we had finished the first case and now we're on to the second. Shen, a ghost is lying in this wardrobe. It's a female body and she has been dead for some time. Did we see her last night? Mr. Shen, I think I heard someone screaming inside the house. What's this? And another body? Someone died? No shit. Could it be Lo Shiwen again? Hopefully, yeah, I'm gonna try really hard not to butcher the name because I feel bad. We'll just see how it goes. Soldier, let's not rush to conclusions. Allow us to examine the body first. Shen, this is a girl we encountered by the creek last night. I also saw her photo in the newspaper. According to the article, her name is Liu P. Chen, editor at the Golden Words Publishing House. God, that was hard to read for some reason. She was a longtime partner of Lo Pei, and she was responsible for editing all of his books. How did Miss Liu die? We can only determine that after a thorough examination of the body. Liver mortis was found on the wrists of the body. Abrasions and contusions on the fingertips with a minor subcutaneous bleeding. Fingernails and surrounding skin damage, possibly from scratching or clawing. Common defensive wounds in strangulation cases, suggesting victims struggled before death. Her jaw joint, neck muscles, upper limb muscles, and leg joints are all exhibiting rigor mortis. Rigor mortis has spread through the whole body, no signs of relaxation yet. The deceased face is noticeably bruised and swollen with a bluish purple color. It is probably caused by strangulation of the neck and obstruction of blood flow. Let's look at the neck. There is a deep red mark below the throat with localized discoloration and epidermal peeling. There seems to be symptoms of fractured laryngeal cartilage. This is a fatal injury. She was strangled to death. No shit, Sherlock. The strangulation mark is thick, long, no sign of finger pressure or crescent-shaped nail marks. It shows a weapon was used. The murderer may have used a rod-like object to strangle the victim. What's this? There are also two vertical marks evenly distributed on the surface. Afu. This needs to be documented separately. Next strangulation marks. Long Strangulation marks on the victim's neck with 2 vertical marks distributed on the surface. Got it. The weapon is a rod with 2 vertical marks. It's probably a piece of bamboo. Let's be honest. Liver mortise is present at the ankles. There is stiffness present in the toe joints. Okay, then what are we missing then? No, we already got the body. Mouth, right. Blood foam in the corner of her mouth. There is also white powder on the lips. The white powder looks somewhat familiar. Shen, let me take a look. Sniff, sniff. There's a smell of rice. Yes, it is crumbs from a rice cake. Could it be that this girl, like you, ate a rice cake with knockout drugs? It is possible. Autopsy report. A woman's body was found in a wardrobe, strangled to death around midnight with signs of resistance. How are the results of the investigation? A girl in the wardrobe was strangled by a blunt weapon. The time of her death? Her body shows total rigor mortis with no signs of relaxation. The finger and toe joints are stiff. Preliminary assessment indicates that the victim was killed approximately 14 hours ago, but the time of death can be influenced by various factors. My judgment may not be precise. It would be advisable to have a coroner conduct further examinations for a more accurate analysis. It's good that she did not die during my shift. It would have been better if she had not died at all. I wonder when you came on duty, was there anyone else who rotated shifts with you? Afternoon, not long before I came on duty, Officer Ma assigned only me to guard. And it's currently 2 p.m., which means that you arrived less than 2 hours ago. Seems that you have limited information as well. Then, what should I do next? It's a murder case. Go and report to Judge Chung right away. Shen, what should we do next? We need to reinvestigate this room from the perspective of a crime scene. Shen, it's really hot in this room. I'll extinguish the charcoal brazier. Shen, look. This is partially burned fabric, isn't it? This is silk. From the color and pattern, it looks the same type of fabric as Lope's lost coat. Could this be the bloodstained coat we have been looking for? Lo Shiwen was wearing that overcoat when he disguised himself as Lope. The fabric is quite distinctive, so I don't think I could mistakenly identify it. It seems that Lo Shiwen used the charcoal brazier to burn the evidence. There was a possibility of that. A charcoal brazier that burned out not long ago, still warm, was lit this morning. Fragments of the coat were... Although there remains only fragments, but these should be enough to report to Judge Chang. A wooden bed. Judging from the color of the wood, it has been around for quite some years. It's 4. Shen, look here, I found crucial evidence. What evidence? Footprints. They must have been left by the murderer. How about you take this opportunity to review the method of footprint analysis? You mentioned a proportional relationship between height and barefoot length. Footprint size doesn't equal barefoot length. We should consider shoe type and features. By subtracting inner and outer differences and allowing for space, you can get the barefoot length. Lastly, multiply the length of the barefoot by 7. Then you can roughly estimate the height of the murderer. You remember well. I got it. There are 2 murderers. Their souls are respectively of wave pattern and... Okay. swastika pattern. I did not expect that, but okay. Why did you stop? Oh. I need to remember that that symbol was like meant as something else before. Okay. I carved a swastika pattern sole for myself a few days ago. My shoe sole has a wave pattern. After all that, it turns out to be our own footprints. Finding clues is really difficult, isn't it? All contact leaves traces. The principle applies to detectives as well. When we focus on finding the murderer, we tend to ignore our presence at the scene. No, today I must regain my dignity. I'm going to investigate every footprint in the house. I have so many questions about why he drew that into the bottom of his shoe, but okay. After searching the entire room, the only footprints I found were mine and yours. Afu, please record this in the case file. Oh, did you want to record this too? Sometimes the absence of evidence can be just as important as the presence of evidence. I completely missed that. Whoops. Here we go. The floor is covered in dust, but no footprints other than those of Shen, Chengping, and Afu were found. Shen, do you think the marks on the wall are related to this murder case? I cannot determine any direct connection at the moment, but it is also possible that there is an indirect connection. I'll also take note of it. Good. Wall marks. A noticeably clean blank spot on the wall where something like a scroll was hanging before, but is now missing. By the way, how did you know that the steamed buns were delivered 6 hours ago? It was written on the note next to the box. The 21st, 7:45 a.m. at the end of the alley, Lowe's house. It is approximately 6 hours ago. Box of meat buns delivered to Lo Shuwen's house at 7:45 this morning. Afu said the buns were fresh and... You really are perceptive, Shen. I mean, it doesn't take an idiot to read. Well, I was gonna be like, well, idiots can't read, but like, I guess... If I had known something like this would happen, I definitely wouldn't have eaten those buns. His face. How was the taste of the steamed buns at the crime scene? They were delicious, not spoiled at all. I mean, isn't that like... I don't know how long steamed buns usually last, but the fact they were sitting there for like 6 hours in like a really hot room as well. The cabinet is filled with crumpled, discarded manuscripts. Clearly, Lo Shuwen was not satisfied with his own work. But recently, someone has been helping him practice writing techniques. There are many detective novels on the bookshelf, including several translated versions of the Sherlock Holmes series. Furthermore, judging from the imprints on the partition, there used to be some ceramic vessels in the middle of the bookshelf, but they are now gone. The more I think, the more suspicious it is. The words on the paper must be related to the case. It would be great if we could recover the words from the paper. It is not difficult. You just need to use this. Wait, why are we... What do we need to present? Wait, okay. Let's take another look at the other areas of the room. Perhaps there are some clues. Yeah, we're missing something. Portrait on the wall. It's Moriarty, the criminal mastermind from the Sherlock Holmes series. It seems like Lo Shuwen admires him quite a bit. That's not disconcerting at all. Oh, newspaper. There's a report about low pay in the newspaper, but the faces of both people in the photo were punctured. This should be an act of venting anger. What are we missing? We got the bed. I think there was a newspaper. Okay, top shelf. Bottom shelf. Desk. What do we... Do the crumbs on her mouth suggest that she also has eaten the rice cake? In theory, that's correct. Seems like the methods in both cases are similar. First, incapitation, then the killing. Her hands show clear signs of defensive wounds, indicating she struggled before death. This is different from Lope's situation. Oh, really? Does that mean she didn't actually eat the rice cake? Or the rice cake she ate didn't contain any knockout drugs? Or she was strangled after regaining consciousness? Both possibilities are plausible. At least, the victim was not strangled while in a state of unconsciousness. The role of the rice cake in this case needs further investigation. Shen, these vertical marks look like some sort of decorative pattern on a rod. What kind of rod would have such vertical marks on it? I can't think of anything right now either. During the investigation, we need to pay special attention. I wonder if it was whatever was, like, what if it was the scroll? Like, that could have been possible. That's, like, they took the scroll off the wall to use it against her. What else are we missing? The more I think, the more suspicious it is. The words on the paper must be related to the case. It would be great if we could recover the words from the paper. It's not too difficult. I wonder if you could... Don't need... I mean, if we could use the ashes... Yeah, perhaps we could apply charcoal to the paper. The indentations could be made visible. Yeah. Alright. Should be all of it. Just making sure. Yep. The words appear. Take a look and see what it says. Books were written by Lo when inadequate. Lope deceived us. Editor responsible. Wait. So was his... Inadequate. Lope deceived us. Editor responsible. Was he ghostwriting for his uncle? I wonder. Final ultimatum. If not reported, extraordinary measures. Never tolerate. An impression of half a letter with the words Lope deceived us, editor responsible, but the signature. Many words did not come through clearly. It's fragmented and intermittent. The text is not complete. This should be the second half of a letter. Seems that Lo Wen was accusing Lope of plagiarizing his book. No. None of you truly understand. That's mine. It belongs to me. All of this is mine. Oh, interesting. Okay. I see. It's understandable why Lo Wen would react that way when being accused. So, he did write all of his uncle's books. Lo Wen also mentioned that the editor had responsibility. Isn't Lope's editor Liu Ping Cheng? Is this the reason why Lo Wen killed her? It is still difficult to make any conclusions now. Shen, the house has been searched thoroughly. Shen, what should we do next? Miss Liu was murdered 14 hours ago. The murder occurred around midnight. It's not long after I arrived at Lope's house. It is highly possible that you and I were the last people to see her. Afu, last night you were in town. Did you notice anything unusual? After we separated, I went to find the blacksmith Chang Ta. Then I watched him forge iron all night at the blacksmith's workshop. Finally, we prepared all the repair parts I need. Anything related to the murder case, I really didn't pay attention. I feel like that's going to be a reoccurring theme with him, just like not paying attention to a lot. Well, that's normal too. Yeah, see. Shen, let's go and ask others in town. There might be eyewitnesses. Well, it's worth a try. It's unlikely to have eyewitnesses since the case happened late at night. Daytime may offer a better chance to find witnesses. Daytime? Wasn't the case supposed to have happened at night? The reason for doing so was revealed to me by the box of steamed buns. Steamed buns? The presence of that box inside the house contradicts a certain clue at the scene. Wouldn't it have to be her autopsy report, I think? Oh, it's not boxes inside the house. Okay. Footsteps. Or the marks on the floor. Are you referring to the footprints? Yes, someone brought the steamed buns into the house, but there were no footprints left behind. This is obviously abnormal. Are you suggesting that someone cleaned up the footprints at the crime scene? It could be that the box deliverer or someone else who entered and left after him. Whoever it was, the person is undoubtedly closely related to the case. Indeed, otherwise there would be no need for him to clean up the footprints at the scene. More than just footprints were cleaned up. Although no signs of a fight were found inside the house, the victim had defensive wounds. Those fighting traces may have been cleaned up as well. It is highly possible that the murder weapon was also taken away by him. That's right. Shen, let's go and find this person right away. Sure, perhaps we would first visit the cow snack stall. Want to buy some snacks? Eating is not the top priority after all. I want to find out what happened to Miss Lulu last night. Why was she crying so broken-hearted, and how did she become like this by morning? Auntie Vu, this is the scene of the crime. It's really hot in this house, isn't it? That just occurred to me, like, realistically, if she had been dead for a long time, and the house was really hot, the corpse probably smells awful at this point, I think. You again, what are you doing here? Of course, we are investigating the crime scene. How dare you? Mr. Shen is overly involved in a matter that should be handled by the officials. Afu and I discovered the body in the wardrobe, so I couldn't just stand by and do nothing. It's not even possible to stand by. Who knows if Officer Ma might consider us suspects? If you're truly innocent, I will not accuse you wrongly. Enough idle talk. Hurry up and leave. Auntie Vu and I are going to investigate the crime scene. Mr. Shen, please leave quickly. If Officer Ma sees you, he'd draw his sword again. I have a few questions for you, soldier. I'll leave after asking. Okay, go ahead. Have you seen anyone suspicious, soldier? Everything is normal, except what? Ocho. He was wandering around early in the morning. Is it an old man dressed as a scholar? Yes, he is not old. He is an old scholar. Let's go and ask him. Okay, more asking. Seal on the door. Is the seal on the door pasted by you? Yes, it's me. Can you remember the exact time when you put on the seals? I arrived at noon and first went to post the notice on the wall. I stayed for 15 minutes. Then I came here to put on the seals and stand guard. At noon, I helped post the list and then came here to guard, noticing no suspicious individuals. Soldier, do you know anything about Lo Shiwen? Lo Shiwen is a lazybone. He is ungrateful and vicious. No wonder everyone dislikes him. Ungrateful and vicious. Had Lo Pei treated Lo Shiwen well? Lo Shiwen doesn't work usually. Lo Pei provides him with food and clothes and a place to live in. Did Lo Pei do this because his articles are actually written by Lo Shiwen? Lo Pei is a great writer. He is the pride of our Pero town. Even children don't bother to read what Lo Shiwen writes. Oof. No more questions. That is certainly a lot to take in. I wonder if I can reach that up there. But let's ask the old scholar. Sir, alas, my heart is burdened with sorrow and worry. Sir, have you seen any suspicious individuals around here? I lament that my heart's desire remained unfulfilled. I have no words to express my sorrow. Shen, it seems like I didn't quite understand. Sir said he is troubled by something and he is not in the mood to talk about it. To talk until he solves it. Sir, what has been troubling you? I am sad and worried, as if a thorn is stuck in my throat. I look up at the roof and sigh. Alas. Looking at the roof and sighing? Is your trouble related to the eaves? Is my admission ticket on the thatched eaves? Wind bullies me because I seem old and weak. Oh no. That's kind of sad. What the old scholar means to say is, the wind swept his admission ticket onto the roof? You learn fast. Oh, Shen, it seems that you have started talking in his way. Just a joke. Sir, we will find a way to help you get your admission ticket back. After that, could you please tell us what you have seen in the vicinity? I'll repay you for your great kindness. I mean, it's easy to get that, right? Afu, there's a ladder here, but it's already damaged. Of course nothing's easy. If only I had brought my invention, the robot hand, I could easily grab things within reach. Long distance water cannot quench immediate thirst, my brilliant inventor. Well, it is more practical to repair the ladder. The ladder is missing a crossbeam. We need to find suitable materials to replace it. Okay, so we have... Ooh. Shen, bamboo can be used to repair the ladder. I have a feeling this is going to be like one of those, like, oh, we have to fetch something for him so we can exchange for the... let's just see. Uncle, we are detectives helping investigate cases. Can you cut off a section of bamboo for us? We can use it as the beam for the ladder. As beam? The ladder. The ladder's ladder beam. Oh, okay, alright. I heard Master Lo was murdered by his nephew. You also heard about this. What a terrible thing. Lo Shiwen was incredibly lazy, loafing around all day, and relied solely on his uncle. It's unbelievable that he would kill his own uncle. It's a shame that someone as talented as Master Lo had to come to such a tragic end. Here you go, a section of bamboo long enough to be used for a beam. Thank you, it's a beam. Bean. Time to go use that to fix the bean. I can handle that. It's done. Hafu climbed on the roof. Excellent. Seems like that paper on the roof isn't the admission ticket. You knew it, Shen. The 4 books annotations. It looks like a cover of a book. It is a book, but perhaps not a very good one. It is a cheating tool. How should we explain this to the old scholar? Wait, I want to read what the... Oh, interesting. Okay. Interesting. I have searched around on the roof, but there's only this piece of paper. Show it to him first. Is this what you wanted? Please take a closer look. This is the 4... Oh, it is indeed. Oh, it indeed belongs to me. Thank you, gentlemen. You're welcome. Just help us with our investigation. Go ahead, go ahead. A dead body was found at Lowe's house. Did you see anyone suspicious in or out this morning? This is a big matter indeed. I've got it. If it's a murder case, that man seems highly suspicious. The old scholar's a witness. That's great. Is he, though? Oh, and... Okay, they're carrying you away. Please provide more details about him. He has a snake's head and rat's eyes, holding a weapon and carrying a box. He must be the murderer. I dare not speak without certainty, but I know that this object resembles an iron club. Resembling an iron club, then it is indeed possible to be the murder weapon. If you two apprehend the murderer successfully, I will go to court to identify him. Haha, alright. Since it is finished, young man, could you help me take a look at the list? See the list? Sir, are you mistaken? This is not an admission ticket, but the cover of the 4 books annotations. What? What? It's not my admissions ticket? Alas, my admissions ticket must have been left at home. The old scholar may have poor eyesight, but he walks quite steadily and fast. Ranking list, what's this? Oh, there's a circle drawn on this paper and there are also many words written out. This seems to be a past list of the candidate examination. I'm not sure why it's here though. Wow, all these people on the list are scholars? The candidate examination is divided into county level, prefectural level, and academy level. Wow, I cannot talk. This list is for the county level examination, but what, Chen? Nothing. Young lad, let's see, he's talented and wants to. Young lad, this is incredible. A ray of enlightenment is bursting from your eyes. You are truly a natural genius in reasoning. Did I really have such a remarkable talent all along? Indeed, I, Hu Lao Kuai, have never misjudged anyone's abilities. If we could unlock the reasoning pathway in your mind, imagine the heights you could reach. How can I unlock the pathway to reasoning? You're lucky that I just opened my stall today and you happened to come by. Read 10 detective novels from my stall and you'll become the reincarnated and Master Lo too. Mr. Hu, we are investigating the murder of Lo Shuan's murder at Lo Xuan's house. May I ask you some questions? Sure, go ahead. Mr. Hu, you haven't told me how to unlock my pathway to reasoning yet. I selected a set of books for you. Once you finish them, you'll become a master of reasoning. You can start with these detective novels. Once you have gained some experience, you can start reading Sherlock Holmes. It is not hard to read Sherlock, but this guy is obviously trying to scam them, so... Save Master Lo's books for later, as they are more advanced and require deeper understanding. Maybe I'm just biased, but like... I don't think so, because I don't know. Remember, it's not enough to just read once. You must read attentively, closely, and repeatedly. This kind of reminds me about like one of the chapters in Circle of Inevitability, where Lumen is like forced to read everything to gain knowledge, so he doesn't like literally die from encountering this one entity. As long as I read all of them, will I become a detective as skilled as Shen? No. You'll practice more than reading. Of course, I who Lao Kuai never lie. Would I sell books outside the court if I lied? Yes, you would. Soldiers from the court often buy books from me. Each of them has a copy of Master Lo's books. Especially Officer Ma. He buys at least 10 copies whenever Master Lo releases a new book. Otherwise, could he become the sergeant? Sure. Okay, more questions. Do you know Liu P. Chen? Are you referring to Miss Liu, the editor of Golden Words Publishing House? Master Lo's achievements today are largely due to Miss Liu's insight. I still have her business card. Okay, a business card reading Liu Ping Chen, editor of Golden Words Publishing House, with a seal stamped on it. Did Miss Liu know many people in town? Has she ever had conflicts with anyone? I'm not sure about that. After all, I'm just a bookseller. How much do you know about Lo Xuan? Humph, that ungrateful brat is truly the biggest mistake in Master Lo's life. Oh boy. Master Lo just spoiled him too much. That's why. What did you mean by that? He's completely dependent on Master Lo for his livelihood, yet he spoke evil of Master Lo. Seems like you feel Master Lo owes him something. Is it because he thought that Master Lo's works were written by him? Humph, just a few days ago he even claimed that Master Lo would put his name on the novel. He doesn't deserve it. What was Master Lo's reaction to this? Master Lo simply smiled it off. Is it possible that Lo Xuan was telling the truth? Young lad, you have no idea what he could write. Once he bragged near my bookstall. I couldn't stand it, so I let him write something. He struggled to write even a few words for a long time and eventually went into a fit. Sure, okay, no more questions. Interesting. Here's the blacksmith then. Oh, really? Cheng Ta, this is the detective Mr. Shen that I mentioned. Shen, this is the blacksmith Cheng Ta. He is highly skilled in ironwork. Cheng Ta, I would appreciate your help with the boat repair parts. You're well. Oh, I appreciate that. Okay. Cheng Ta, we are looking into the murder case of at Lo's house. Could we ask you some questions? Oh, go ahead. I wonder if you've seen a rod with such vertical stripes. Cheng Ta? Rod? Not a clue. Vertical stripes. Looks familiar. Please tell us right now, what is this pattern? Vertical stripes. Definitely seen them before. Can't remember right now. Well, Cheng Ta, last night when you were making the parts for me, I came across a small booklet. The booklet had many illustrations of various weapons. Ironwork manual. Take it. Thank you, Changta. Manual used by the blacksmith for crafting tools. Also noting customer information and requirements. Shen, the recent orders and blueprints of the blacksmith are all in here. It also has the customer's information. Can Changta, the blacksmith, write? I heard from Changta he came from a rich family and even attended a private school for a few years. Later, his father smoked opium. He couldn't afford schooling and learned from a blacksmith. Let's see what's inside. The old bamboo dealer requested to reinforce the handle of the bamboo cutting knife. Judge Chang planned to gift an oxtail sword, adding 2 copper rings and cloud engravings. It could be this, I think, maybe. Mr. Cow requested adding a rolling axis on a rolling pin to make dough rolling easier. Lope wanted to order a sharp short dagger for self-defense, the one stuck in his chest. Ma brought his arm guards for improvement. Changta suggested adding vertical straps. But, that's interesting. Judge Chang ordered an improved hoe to boost farming efficiency. The following pages are all about choppers, farm tools, and so on. Nothing special. Changta, do you know anything about Lo Shuwen? An eccentric and unpredictable person. It seems like Lo Shuwen had a really bad reputation in town. Even Changta doesn't like him. I wonder why everyone dislikes Lo Shuwen. He always claims that Lope's books were written by him. Bored by his words. Well, maybe, like, if you keep... I really do think that he was the one that actually wrote them. Like, that's what everything is pointing towards. And it gives him the motivation for the murder, too. But the editor... Changta, do you know Liu Pingchen? No, I don't. That's very direct and simple. Oh, what? Bamboo cutting knife. There's a bamboo cutter standing in the corner, and on its handle are tied 2 iron hoops. The murder weapon is a rod with 2 vertical stripes. Could it be the handle of the bamboo cutter? We can compare them to see. I don't think it is, because, like, look at the distance between them. Yeah. Yep. The shape of the stripes is quite similar, but the spacing isn't consistent. The length of the handle is also not enough. Shen, this is Cow Snacks. I can already smell the delightful aroma coming from the steamer. Let's go and have a chat. What would you like to order? Buns, cake, fried twists, and noodle, wonton, tofu, curd. No tasty, no penny. Oh, that food sounds really good. We're detectives investigating the murder case at Lo's house. May I ask you some questions? Feel free to ask and I'll definitely cooperate. Your steamed buns are so delicious. Is there a secret technique? Good steamed buns must be made with meat in good condition. Did Lo Shuwen often come here to buy steamed buns? Lo Shuwen is our regular customer. Usually he prepaid for 5 days worth of steamed buns. We deliver them to him every morning. Were the steamed buns delivered to his house this morning different from those on other days? No difference, they're all freshly made. But I heard that he had been arrested, so should we still deliver it to him tomorrow? This is indeed a big problem. How about this? You deliver them to the court instead? Can you manage both the business at the stall and food deliveries at the same time? Young the errand runner, takes care of all the delivery orders. Where is Young now? He's delivering rice noodles to those soldiers. I see. Thank you, Mr. Cow. Mr. Cow, how much do you know about Lo Xinwen? You know his uncle Lope is a renowned writer, right? Our town, Pero Town, was renamed because of him. Business in our small shops have been booming due to an influx of readers attracted to our town. Please tell us what you know about Lo Xinwen. Alas, Master Lo is highly esteemed, but never expected to end up in... Okay, with such an incompetent nephew. Lo Xinwen, a scholar, has passed the imperial examination. After the exam system was abolished, Lo Xinwen turned to opium in despair and lost everything. If it weren't for Master Lo taking him in and helping him quit smoking, I'm afraid he would. Opium is really evil. Did Lo Xinwen quit opium later? So I hear, but he still needs to take opium cessation drugs daily. Those drugs were also purchased for him by Lope. Indeed, sounds like Lope has treated Lo Xinwen quite well. Having such a good uncle is truly a blessing. Unfortunately, he is very ungrateful. I wonder if you know Liu Ping Chen? Oh, you were referring to Miss Liu. That's right, it's her. Master Lo accompanied her to my stall several times to buy rice cakes. I have also seen her and Master Lo taking a photo together right at the entrance of that alley. How is Miss Liu's relationship with others? She should only have one acquaintance in town, Master Lo. Has Miss Liu had any conflicts with anyone? I know nothing about that. Mr. Cow, please try to recall more carefully and see if you remember anything. Why don't you go and ask my son? Miss Liu occasionally played with my son, so he might know her better. I wonder where your son is now. At this time, he should be playing by the creek. My son's name is Cao Tian, wearing yellow clothes. Go and try to find him. Okay. Now that questioning is done. Can't go through here. Okay. Why? My commander says no. Okay. Only we could like go down the alley to go check. Oh. Afu, what's wrong? I suddenly remember the business card I saw earlier. The seal on it looks somewhat familiar to me. Yes, there's a similar shape to the piece of evidence. Can I speak properly? Is it that one or this one? No, the business card is similar to... Yeah, there it is. Ah, so it was the letter. Yes, the outline of the seal matches perfectly with the symbol at the end of the letter. Yes, that means the strange symbol is the imprint left by the seal on the back of the paper. Exactly. Shen, if the person who wrote the letter is Miss Liu, wouldn't the whole situation be reversed? Very likely indeed. Inadequate in the letter doesn't refer to Lo Xinwen, but Lo Pei. Ooh, okay. Editor responsible actually means Miss Liu felt sorry for her fault. This means Miss Liu wrote the letter to the publishing house seeking justice for Lo Xinwen. Not only that, but there are also annotations and delicate handwriting on many of the discarded manuscripts. The handwriting in the annotations is the same as the handwriting in the letter. So the person who was revising Lo Xinwen's manuscripts was Miss Liu after all. She is an editor. So, I mean, like, this does really make sense, like a lazy genius and all that. I mean, we could... No admitting to the courtroom. Shen, look, this is Makino bamboo. After carbonization, this type of bamboo can be used to make excellent filaments for lamps. Okay, good to know, I guess. Shen, that green fish looks so beautiful. This type of fish is called Bangana decora and is a unique species found in Hunan province. Wow, it does sound delicious. It would be great to have a fishing rod. Do you also want to eat fish, Shen? I just want to go fishing. Then let me make a fishing rod for you, Shen. No, let's investigate the case first. Seems like you went through some internal struggle. You know, you just sit down and fish for a bit. You should just think. It'd be very good to just think about things. Hey little one, may I ask if you're a Tian Tian? Yes, you know me? We are detectives and we are catching bad guys. Would you like to help us? I love detectives the most. I also want to be a detective when I grow up. Oh, he's so cute. May I ask you a few questions and will you answer them seriously? Yes. Do you know a lady with short hair, round-faced, and glasses? Yes, I do. That's Sister... Oh, God. Why am I on... No, I don't want to be on auto. Okay, I just can't go back. Whoops. Have you seen anyone who bullies her? Master Lo is the bad person. Ooh. Children are so, like, honest with what they talk about. I think that's one thing that I wish that we didn't lose as we grew up. If that makes sense. Like, I think it's just the innocence. They don't really know how to lie that much when they're younger. So they're very easy to talk to. He insulted Sister Lu and even pushed her right here in this courtyard. Maybe that's why she ran away crying. When did this happen? The day before yesterday. Yep, okay. Did you hear what they were arguing about? Let me think. Sister Leo was talking about something like koao. Koao? Shen, do you know what koao is? Tian. Are you sure Sister Liu said that? Yes, Sister Liu did say that, and I heard it clearly. Then Master Lo got angry. Very, very angry. Then he pushed Sister Liu. Detective, Master Lo is a bad person. Go and catch him now. Well... Tian, once the truth is found out, we will make sure the bad guys are punished. That's great, then I'll go and continue playing. Ah, innocence. Shen, what exactly does koao that Tian mentioned mean? I am not sure at this moment either. Regardless of what it means, if there was a heated argument between Lo Pei and Miss Liu, Lo Pei may indeed have a motive to commit murder in that case. Is it possible that Lo Pei was the one who killed Miss Liu? No, that's not right. When Miss Liu was killed, Lo Pei had already been murdered. Could it be possible that Lo Xinwen disguised himself as Lo Pei who had an argument with Miss Liu? Lo Xinwen deceived me because I'd never seen Lo Pei before. It's hard to say whether he could deceive Liu Pei Chen or not. Shen, how should we locate the person who cleaned up the scene? Let's visit the town and inquire. There may be valuable information. The buns were delivered to Lo Xinwen's house at 7:45 a.m. And soldier arrived to guard the door 2 hours before, which is at noon. The suspect must have entered and left the house during this time period. During the daytime, there is also a higher probability of witnesses. Okay. Detective, I have another question to ask you. What question? If ants are moving, does that mean it's going to rain? If it's going to rain, I need to tell my daddy to close his stall in advance. Ants are sensitive to changes in air humidity, so... But the weather doesn't seem like it's going to rain. Tian, you got it wrong. Do you see the white crumbs on the back of the ants? Those are the food they are carrying. There's There's food inside the dry well. White crumbs. Afu, it's possible there is something in the well. I did miss that. Because there was an option to check the well before you talk to the kid. Rice cake. Shen, I'll go down the well and have a look. Can you go down? The width is just right for me, but if I was any bigger, I probably wouldn't be able to get in. How convenient. Let's first go find a rope and then go down the well. The bottom of the well is deep and the opening is narrow. Be cautious. A moment later. Shen. Shen, I found some rice cakes and a belt for a coat down in the well. There was a discarded rake head in the well and the belt was hooked onto it. The rice cakes were all smashed. It took me a while to pick them up. Coat, belt, and rice cake. Rice cakes and a belt were found at the bottom of the well. The belt belonged to Lope's coat. The belt was the one on Lope's coat. I saw it last night. The belt also has bloodstains on it. Now we can report to Judge Chow. We only found fragments of the coat in the brazier. Now we have new evidence. Why didn't Lo Xinwen dispose of the belt and the coat together? Let's think about that later. I just made another discovery. Shen, look at this. There's a thin red and yellow thread on the brick crevices of the well wall. This thin thread is relatively clean and brightly colored, as if not exposed to the sun and rain. It must have been stuck here recently. Then I will also keep it. Thin red and yellow thread in the brick crevices of the well wall. Shen, someone is banging the drum. Seems like these sounds are coming from the direction of the court. Let's go and take a look. Mr. Shen, I was just looking for you. Lord has asked to go to the court. What's up? Someone has come and banged on the drum, saying he has seen the murderer. Wow, is this true? Who is the person that reported it? I don't know. I am only responsible for running errands. Since that's the case, let's go together and see what's happening. The courtroom. Since Mr. Shen is also here, let's begin. Solemn silence. Oh, it's the... Bring in the person who beat the drum. Oh, it's the old man. Excuse me, sir. What's your name and why did you beat the drum? Your Honor, my name is Cho Chin. I heard about the murderer in Lo's home, and it reminded me that I had witnessed the crime. I'm here to identify the murderer. Oh? Did you really witness the murder with your own eyes? Indeed, I did. I don't think he... Well, part of me is like, I don't think he did, because we already know that his memory and eyesight are not the best. But that could be to try to mislead us, so we'll see. Then tell me everything you know in detail. Okay. What the old scholar witness? Exam results came out today. I went to wait near the announcement wall early in the morning. The day the imperial examination results are released? Yes, today is the day the candidate examination results are announced. How could you witness the murder in Lo's house if you went to see the announcement? Your Honor, Lo's house is not far from the announcement wall. Oh, go ahead. I was walking around for some exercise when I suddenly saw a man leaving Lo's house. He was in a hurry and forgot to lock the door. I looked over curiously and only I looked over curiously only to glimpse a dead body inside, strange and horrible. I was scared and didn't look or say anything more until your owner asked me. After that, I stayed nearby till the results were released, but saw no one else enter or leave. Who was the person that walked out of Lo's house? Do you still remember? I remember he had a snake's head and rat's eyes. He didn't seem like a good person. Come here and identify. Is this the person you saw? Yes, it's him. It's him. When I saw that food box, I guessed it must be Yang. This guy has a criminal record of theft. He once stole things from Master Lo. It was right to detain him in advance. Judge Chung, I am really wronged. Everyone knows that I am most warm-hearted, helpful, and chivalrous. How could I kill someone? How dare you talk back, you thief? Come on, men, prepare for severe punishment. Wait a minute. Mr. Cho's testimony alone is insufficient to establish Yang as the murderer. It's you again. Mr. Cho saw it with his own eyes. How can it be false? It is rare to find someone like Mr. Cho who is willing to speak out for justice. However, some of his testimony seems to be inconsistent with the on-site situation. I wonder what Mr. Shen has to say. Judge Chung, I wish to cross-examine Mr. Cho. What do you mean by cross-examine? I will review Mr. Cho's words sentence by sentence and question any problematic statements. Then I will compare the questionable testimony with the collected evidence. If I find evidence that contradicts the testimony, I will present it to you for examination. Let's begin immediately then. Okay, we need to use our brains here. Inquiry. The exam results came out today. I went to wait near the announcement wall early in the morning. I was walking around for some exercise when I suddenly saw a man leaving Lo's house. Wait, I think we can question with using... There's nothing here. Let's review everything first. I was walking around for some exercise when I saw a man leaving house. He had a snake head and rat's eyes. It's younger. He was in a hurry and forgot to lock the door. I looked over curiously only to glimpse a dead body inside a strange... Oh, wait. If he forgot to lock the door, then the soldier's testimony... But I don't remember if this testimony mentioned that the door was shut or not. Let's see. Sir, there was clear discrepancies in your previous statements. Gotcha. What's the problem? How did I, as an official, not notice it? Because you're stupid? Shen, in fact, you're also stupid. Please allow me a moment to think. Perhaps the key to the problem lies in the details of the evidence. I'll take a closer look. Oh, shit. Okay, we got that wrong. Because he was found in the wardrobe, yeah. Okay, I think this one's correct. Sir, you mentioned you saw someone dead inside the house when the suspect left Lo's house. However, the body was found inside the wardrobe. At that time, the wardrobe was locked. How could you possibly see a body inside the house? Could it be that Mr. Cho saw the scene in the house right after the killer committed a crime? Wow, that sentence was hard to read for some reason. No, because Miss Liu was killed around midnight, and Mr. Cho didn't arrive near Lo's house until after daybreak. Mr. Shen, is the time of death you mentioned accurate? This is my preliminary analysis based on the body's characteristics. Auntie Vu, our coroner, is currently conducting the autopsy. No conclusion has been reached yet. You dare to tell the time of death just by glancing at the body. Indeed, the time of death relies on the coroner's further assessment. but that doesn't affect my inference. Mr. Cho says he looked over curiously because someone left Lo's house without locking the door. He also mentioned no one entered or left Lo's house after the suspect left. If that is indeed the case, how did the body end up locked inside the wardrobe? Sir, did you fabricate the story about seeing the body? Although I had not personally witnessed it, I believe that to be the case. This is a matter of life and death. How can you take it for granted? Alas. But nevertheless, Mr. Cho did see Young sneaking out of Lo Shunwen's house. Yes or no? I have made a hasty judgment about the matter of the body. However, the person I saw was indeed Young without a doubt. Master Cho, how can you be certain that the person leaving Lo's house was none other than Young I had a close encounter with this person, and his particular attire made a deep impression on me. In what way was his attire peculiar? He wore a white turban and held a rod and carried a box. He didn't look like a good person. Have you seen anyone else coming in or out of Lo's house? Seems there was nobody else. Seems? I can't recall clearly. I'm afraid more words means more mistakes. Please allow me to think it over. Well, then go think about it for a while. Lord, at present we cannot rule out the suspicion on Young It's possible he entered the scene twice, once to commit the murder and once to hide the body. Mr. Shen, what do you think? It would be advisable to question Young first and see what he has to say. Alright, let's proceed to question Young then. Young man, we have questions for you. Sir, feel free to ask. I will certainly speak to whatever I know. Where were you? Were you the one who delivered the steamed buns to Lo Shunwen's house this morning? Yes, it was me who delivered them. Who in the neighborhood doesn't know that I am most warm-hearted, helpful, and chivalrous? You keep repeating that. Like, even in the first part of this, you were saying that. Don't talk nonsense. Cho accuses you of murder and hiding the body. What do you have to say about it? I am being wrongly accused, sir. I am a well-behaved person. I have never killed a living creature, let alone a human being. Mr. Cho saw you coming out of Lo Shunwen's house. How do you explain that? He must have mistaken me for someone else. That's a flimsy statement there. Young what did you do this morning? Come clean and tell the truth. Yes, yes, yes. After leaving Lo Pei's house, I quickly returned to my shop. But I still got scolded by my boss, Cao, because I failed to deliver the morning orders. Then I had to rush and deliver the orders as quickly as possible without stopping for a moment. By the time I delivered the order to Lo Shunwen, I had already caught up with the schedule. You saw Lo Shunwen being arrested in the morning. Why did you still deliver the buns? If the customer orders, no matter whether he eats it or not, I have to deliver it, right? Understood. Please go ahead. I knocked on the door of Lo Shunwen's house for quite a while, but there was no response. I intended to leave the food box on at the doorstep, but the door opened easily with a gentle push. I feared the buns would be stolen by a dog and Mr. Cao would scold me again, so I went inside. I placed the food box on the small table by the door and then hurried to the next customer. Was there anybody inside the house at the time? There was not anyone inside the house at all. When you first entered the house, did you notice anything unusual? Unusual? Seems like there was nothing unusual when I entered the house. That's strange. You shouldn't have overlooked something like that. Young what else did you do after entering the house and placing the food box? On placing the box, I returned empty-handed. I had other orders and couldn't afford any delays. Maybe Mr. Cho happened to see me when I came out. He misunderstood me. Mr. Shen, what do you think? The 6 statements made by Young in his testimony contradict one of Mr. Cho's statements. I knocked on the door of Lo Shunwen's house for quite a while, but there was no response. Tended to leave the food box on the doorstep, but the door opened easily with a gentle push. The buns had been stolen by a dog, and scolded me against anyone inside. There's no one inside the house, and I don't see anything unusual either. But wasn't there? exam results come out today. I went to wait near the announcement this morning. I was walking around the exercise. Okay. Carrying a box. I was scared and didn't say anything until no one asked me after I seen it. Placed the food box on the small table next to the door and quickly returned empty-handed. Here it is. I think it's that one. Younger, aren't you aware of your own situation yet? Why did you lie? I didn't. Mr. Cho says you came out of Lo Shun's house with a rod in your hand. What was that? There was nothing. There used to be a painting hanging on the wall of Lo Shun's house, but now it's gone. You took it, didn't you? After entering Lo's house and confirming there was no one inside, you had the intention to steal. You took away the painting on the wall and the valuable porcelain items from the house. You have a history of theft, so this kind of opportunistic act may not be your first time. And the rod Mr. Cho saw was actually a rolled up painting. I told you this guy's thieving nature never changes. How dare you repeatedly lie in the courtroom? Did you kill Miss Liu? Please forgive me, sir. Please forgive me, sir. I was greedy for money and was momentarily blinded by greed, but I really didn't kill anyone. That painting was not taken down by me. When I entered, it was already on the table. Bold villain. If you do not speak the truth any longer, caning punishment will be served. I realize my mistake. Apart from not mentioning the act of theft earlier, everything else I said is true, I promise. I will return stolen items at once, right away, immediately. Officer Ma, gather a team and go with Young to see what he has taken from the house. Yes. Mr. Shen, if Young is indeed guilty for theft only, then how should we go ahead with the murder trial? I'm afraid we'll have to go back to Mr. Cho's testimony. What do you have in mind? When Afu and I were investigating the scene, we found footprints had been cleaned up. It could be Young or it might be others who have been in and out after him. Mr. Cho stayed near Lo's house throughout the entire morning. Mr. Cho, how is your memory recall going? My lords, I feel dizzy and faint after so long. Could I have some more time, please? Alright then. Let's take a break and continue the trial later. Charred fragments of a coat were found in Liu Shun's charcoal. Fragment of the coat is distinctive, so I shouldn't be mistaken. But why didn't Liu Shun burn the entire piece of clothes? Why did he only throw the belt into the dry well? Okay, that was... Shen. A dog is eating steamed buns. Yeah, that didn't do anything. Are these swords on the rack? These swords on the rack look quite impressive. Oxtail swords. They are standard issue equipment for our court officials. There are several red and black rods inserted into the shelf. The rods don't have any grooves on them, so it seems they are not the murder weapon. They are water fire rods. In a courtroom, if a suspect refuses to confess, they may be taken to the yard to be whipped. Such a thick rod, would it surely be painful to whipped? It would surely be painful to be whipped with it, wouldn't it? After dozens of lashes, the skin would split open, flesh torn and blood splattered. Oh, that sounds lovely. Such a severe beating, one would surely confess to anything, have no strength to refute. But what if it turns out to be a mistake in the end? What should be done then? Forcing confessions through torture has led to numerous wrongful convictions throughout history. The case of young Naiwu and Xiao by Kai over a few decades ago were just an example. Indeed, such practices were far too arbitrary and unjust. Precisely because of this, we must value evidence and uncover the truth through it. Can we talk to her? Yeah, let's see what she has to say. Shen, is that Auntie Vu standing on the steps whom Officer Ma mentioned? Well, I just met her at Lo Xuan's home. I heard from the soldiers that she's a very skilled coroner, but she doesn't look like it. Little brat, did you think my ears are not working? Auntie Vu, Afu speaks frankly. Please forgive him. Are you the scholar who found the corpse? Nice to meet you, Auntie Vu. I'm Shen Chengping. Fairly polite. Auntie, has Miss Liu's autopsy been complete? I wonder. You don't know the rules. Are you allowed to inquire about the autopsy? Miss Liu's death is mysterious, and I also want to do my best to help in any way I can. I haven't finished my examination yet. Wait a little longer. When I have the results, I will report to the judge accordingly. Okay, well, we're not going to get anything else out of her. That's the dog again, I guess. Yeah, we're not going to get anything out of the dog. Soldier, has Lo Xuan woken up? Yes. When the court session began, he woke up. I would like to have a talk with him. Would it be possible to arrange for that? The Lord has instructed if Detective Shen is investigating the case, we should cooperate. Great. Let's see what we have. I was thinking who was coming. Isn't it the great detective who trapped me here? Are you here to showcase your intelligence to me? I'm here to ask you something. So you're here to ask me why I killed Lo Pei. My answer is that he brought it upon himself. No, what I want to ask about is Liu Pingchen. Who is Liu Pingchen? I don't know her. Miss Liu from Golden Words helped Lo Pei publish his books. How is it possible you do not know her? You are talking about Miss Liu. You should ask Lo Pei about her. She has nothing to do with me. Oops, I almost forgot. Lo Pei cannot answer any more questions now. God, that little shit. Miss Liu's body is in your wardrobe. Who else should we ask but you? She colluded with Lo Pei. They deserved it. Colluded? Even if I told you, you wouldn't believe it. Ghost in the Well, Bells and Bones, Mysterious Echo, and Swordsman Case. I am the co-author of these novels. The tricks in those novels are all my own creations. Recently, I came up with another trick. Such a brilliant plan, how could Lo Pei not experience it himself? Ha 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 ha. If it weren't for you guys, I would have succeeded. What about Miss Liu? She's the same. She should die. She told me that she would credit my name on all of Lo Pei's novels. Last night, she came to me making promises and swearing that she would expose Lo Pei. But what actually happened? Check the newspaper. New book by author Lo Pei, edited by Liu Chen. Think I'm a fool? And then she even went to cry by the creek. Such a pretentious act. Why are you silent? Why don't you talk? I see. Great Detective Shen, he couldn't solve the second case. He came to me for help. Seeing the furrowed brow on your face, it truly brings joy to me. Ha 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 ha. You guys, how long are you going to keep chatting? Wen, let's see if you're still smiling when it's time for your punishment. Officer Ma, we're inquiring about the motive for the crime. Old Zhou has recovered well. The Lord appreciates your help and allows you to attend the court. Don't be ungracious. Hurry up and move. Seems like we have to go to the court first. Is it a confession, what Lo Xuan just said just now? Should we report what he said to the judge? Let's first hear what Mr. Cho has to say before making a decision. Rise to the court. Silence.
我们继续调查。
We will continue investigating the murder case of Leo P. Champ.
请周老先生再讲一遍今早的
Please tell us what
经历。
your experience this morning, Mr. Cho.
这次
This time,
不容有误。
there must be no mistake.
是
Okay.
今日同事放
The results of the candidate exam were to be released today, and I went to wait for them early.
等待期间，
During the wait, I strolled around and saw someone coming out of Lo's house.
此人
He wore a white turban and held a rod and carried a box. He should be Young the errand runner.
杨二离开
After
后
Young left, did you continue to stay near Lo Shen's house? Indeed, that's right. I didn't leave until the armed officer arrived to guard the scene.
这段时间
During that time, what did you see?
未见任
I did not observe anything unusual during that time.
何后，
Then the results were announced, and I found that my ticket was missing. I lost interest in all
你
else.
可曾见到
Did you
其
see
他
anyone
人
else enter or leave Lo Shen's house?
未见
I did not see any other person coming in or out. Sir, are you sure you didn't miss anything?
无息
I have carefully recalled. I can confirm that I did not miss anything.
周老头，
Oh, Cho, are you telling the truth this time? I dare not speak falsely. Every statement is true.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, what do you think?
先生，
Shen, the old scholar's response this time seems to be no different from before.
周老先生这次提到了一个
On the
信息，
contrary, he did mention new information this time. Let's start questioning once again. Inquiry.
今日同事
Results of the
放
candidate exam were to be released today.
等候，
To them early.
待期间无四处躲
Saw someone coming out of. Okay, so we know that it was him already.
此人头
Wore a white turban, held a rod, and carried a box.
身负香笼。杨二离开后，吾仍在罗家附近踱步，直到带到的官爷来
I never
收
saw
现
anyone
场
go in and out until an officer
未见他
arrived.
人出入
Then the examination results were released.
股票丢失，
My admissions ticket was missing. Well, we know that it wasn't the admissions ticket because it was from the business card. The soldier's testimony. Until the officer arrived. But wouldn't that be because he... Yeah, I'm gonna post the list. I think
周老先生
Mr.
说，
Cho said he saw a soldier come in and guard Lo's house before the release of the exam
而
results.
兵丁大阵
However, Soldier Chen said,
他是先去侦把，
said he first went to post their notice, then stood guard at Lo's house.
这两人的说法
There's a
之间
contradiction between the statements of these two.
周老头，
Oh, Cho, how dare you deceive me? I am willing to swear upon the sun that not a single word of mine is false.
先生，
Shen, could it be the soldier has made a mistake? Mr. Shen, what do you think?
此事
Is it ultimately Soldier Chen who made a mistake, or was Mr. Cho who made the mistake?
还是周老先生弄错了。
Ooh. Well, we know that Mr. Cho has bad eyesight. And all we have from the guard is his testimony. But he was very, from what I remember from the first chapter, I think that he is very, he's not one to really skimp on his orders. But can we look at what we have? Okay. Came to guard. Posted the list. Do we have anything on the list? No. Because soldiers said, wait. Soldier come before releasing the announcements. But we know that the soldier did it before. I think I'm overthinking it. I understand. It must be that the old scholar made another mistake. For Mr. Chill, the release was the most important thing, then. He should not have made a mistake. Oh, yeah. Okay. If that's the case, then doesn't mean the soldier made the mistake? No, in fact, there's another... Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Because what they saw was not the same Ooh. It's highly possible that the person Mr. Chill saw was... But who else could he have seen? No. Who would be up early then? I think it might be him or the bookseller. Because the court gate is right by that area too, isn't it? Maybe? I honestly don't know. No, okay. Shit. No, the person I saw had the appearance of a soldier. Please allow me a moment to think. Okay. So it's a soldier. See, I don't... Knowing it's a soldier narrows it down. But he also has a really shitty eyesight, so it could have been this guy too. Because we know that they didn't see each other. But we have like 2 more chances if I get this wrong. So those call someone and then a soldier someone else. Okay. If we say I'm spitballing at this point. It's you, Officer Ma. How can you say that? It's me. Mr. Chu saw a soldier at Lo's house before the release of the examination results. Soldier Chen was posted the notice that 15 minutes later he came to guard Lo's house. Okay, so it was him. So it was not him that Mr. Chu saw. Rather, it was officer with a sword. Oh. Ordinary soldiers carry spears with them on daily duty, while only Officer Ma carries a sword. Speaking of it, we didn't see Officer Ma in the courtroom this morning. Officer Ma, what's going on? Where were you this morning? I fear there's some missing clues in Mr. Lo's case. I want to investigate again near his home. I think I was seen by Mr. Cho when I passed by Lo Xuan's house. You mean you just passed by and didn't enter the house? Oh, Cho, did you see me enter the house? I am not sure. I think you didn't. See, if you pull your sword out on an old man and question him, he's gonna be scared and lie to protect himself because he's worried that you're gonna attack him. Lord Ocho can prove I didn't enter the house. He said that because he threatened him. See, exactly. Besides, if Officer Ma hadn't entered the house, who would have erased the footprints on the ground? What footprints? Lo Xuan lived messily, and the floor was covered with dust. It's easy to leave footprints. Young entered entered Lo's house but left no footprints on the ground, also no footprints of others.
说明杨二之
Shows
后
after
有人处理
young
过
Er left, someone manipulated the scene and wiped away the footprints.
这还不明显吗？
Isn't it obvious enough?
脚印自然是杨
The
二。
footprints were erased by young Er.
如果是杨二清
If
理
young
的现场
Er cleaned up the scene, then this item should not have been left behind. Clean up the box? Oh, the letter impression? I think.
本官可
I
不
don't
觉
believe this.
得
Fuck.
先生，容我
Okay, we have one more chance before we screw this up.
就不应该留下这件物品。
If Younger cleaned up the scene, then this item should not have been left behind. Would he have taken him back with him?
说杨二能想到清理现场的脚
To
印，
come up with the idea to clean up the footprints at the scene,
就不可能把
then it
这个
would be
包
highly unlikely for him to leave this box of steamed buns at the scene. Yeah, okay. Oops. My mic's too close to the... Right, Officer Ma also mentioned before. I suspected it was Young Er as soon as I saw that food box.
如果杨二
If Young Er were to erase his presence in the house, why would he leave such clear evidence? Ha 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 ha. Such a foolish act is not something just anyone can do. Young Er might be an exception. Yep, Young Er tends to focus on starting tasks rather than finishing them.
可他怎么
But how
会
did
突
he
然
suddenly
想
come
到
up with the idea to clean up the footprints on the ground?
当然，
Lord, I guess the Young Er was commissioned by Lo Xingwen to help clean up the scene.
对柜子中的尸
However, he
体
was not aware of the body inside the wardrobe.
此话怎讲？
What do you mean by that?
吴大娘刚帮我们确认
On
了杀人
TV
凶
just helped us confirm the murder weapon.
就是杨
It
二
is the
拿走的
painting
那
that
种
Young Er took.
什么？
What?
快宣乌大
Summon
娘
on
入堂
TV to the court immediately. See, I guessed that. I'm pretty sure I did.
乌大娘，
On TV, Officer
马
Ma
捕头说
said that you
你
believe
认
the
为这个
scroll is
画
painting.
轴是凶器，
Painting is the murder weapon. But those are way... Oh, maybe, though. I indeed have this suspicion. How do you explain it? Just compare the scroll with the choke marks on the victim's neck and you'll see the clues. Oh, they do... Okay. Was a match. A long linear strangulation mark on her neck with two evenly distributed vertical marks. Look at this scroll. There are two leather straps tied to it. These straps match the thickness and spacing of the vertical marks on the strangulation mark. From this perspective, the scroll painting should be the murder weapon.
不过什么？
But what? The strangulation mark is wider and thicker than the scroll. They do not completely match in this aspect. Auntie, is it possible the mark was created by repeated and prolonged compression?
毕竟凶手
After all, the murderer isn't strong enough, and the victim also showed signs of resistance. If we consider that the position of each compression has some deviation, it could make
刚马
sense.
捕头说，
Earlier, Officer Ma mentioned the murderer wasn't strong enough.
难道已
Can you
经能确
already
定凶手
identify
了
the murderer?
凶手自然是罗世
The
文。
murderer is Lo Xingwen, as the body was found in his wardrobe.
这么想，
What you
倒也不
what you think happened? What you think happened does have some logic to it, but
当然，
Lord, this is the newspaper found in Lo Xingwen's house.
罗世文这个
Lo Xingwen, this wicked man, punctured the faces of Master Lo and Miss Liu in the photograph.
不见他
It is evident how deep his hatred towards the two is. Mr. Shen, how do you view this?
先生对此怎么看？
I mean, because we know that from the first case, there was realistically.
不，
Lo Shunwen may not be the murderer.
问题出在死亡
Problem
时间
lies in the time of
我初步判
time of death. Based on my initial assessment, Miss Liu was killed sometime around
那
midnight.
个时候，
I had arrived at Lopez's house not long before that.
罗世文
Lo Shunwen should have been busy dealing with the crime scene at Lopez's house, it seems. Ha ha ha. Mr. Shen, do you know about this? Auntie Vu is indeed the most renowned coroner in the Jingshu region. You're analyzing the time of death in front of her, isn't that like bringing coal to Newcastle? Ma Tawei, please don't flatter me. But I am indeed curious to know, what is Mr. Shen's basis for his judgment?
我主要是根据尸
I
僵
am mainly judged by the degree of rigor mortis and the stiffness in the fingers and toe joints. You ignorant laymen only know about rigor mortis. Rigor mortis. Was body temperature measured? Pupils observed? Did liver... Oh, rigor mortis and liver mortis. Liver mortis fade after pressure? Also, the body's state changes are isolated. Were environmental factors considered? Nope.
敢问
Now you ask Auntie Vu, what is your estimation about the time of death? Between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock today. It was much later than we thought. If we don't consider any special circumstances, we can say it was midnight, as you mentioned. In this particular situation, based on my experience, I set the time 4 hours later.
现场
Special circumstances at the warmth of the... You did claim to be a detective and have been to the scene yourself. Did you not pay attention to the situation that I mentioned earlier?
现场不影响
Evidence of the scene that could affect the judgment. I understand. The solution to the problem is the charcoal brazier.
由于碳盆的
The
原
charcoal brazier made the room hot and stuffy like
理，
summer,
剩下
speeding up the body's decay. Yes. With high ambient temperature, rigor mortis appears earlier and disappears sooner. Conversely, with low ambient temperature, rigor mortis will appear later and disappear later. Due to the summer-like temperature at the scene, we should infer the time of death accordingly. That's why I had determined the estimated time of death to actually be 4 hours later. Since the incident happened between 3 and 5, the truth becomes clearer
马
at
捕头有
glance.
什么见解？
What's your opinion, Officer Ma? Tell us quickly.
很显然，
It is evident that both Master Lo and Master Lo and Miss Liu were killed by Lo Xinwen.
昨天夜里
Last night, he first
藏于自己
drugged Miss Liu with rice cake and then hid her in his own house. Then he went to Master Lo's house and drugged him as well.
在他遇
Just as he was about to kill Master Lo, Shen's visit caused him to temporarily change his plan. Today, at midnight, Lo Xinwen drugged Mr. Shen, killed Master Lo, and set up the crime scene. But setting up the crime scene would take time. But okay, so if we say like the original estimated time was at midnight, and then Shen arrived a bit after that. He would no, but it's possible. There's that window of time.
他回到家中，
Around 3, he came home, lit the brazier, burned the bloodstained coat, and tried to kill Miss Liu.
吕修传所持超高教授，
But Miss Liu had eaten less of the drugged cake. She woke up midway and resisted his
罗世
attack.
文最终用话
In the end, Lo Shunwen killed Miss Liu with the scroll, but there was not much time
为了
left.
赶在杨
In order to return to Master Lo's house before Young he first hid the body in the wardrobe.
不料
Unexpectedly, his trick was exposed by Mr. Shen on the spot. He himself fainted at the scene.
吕修传的遗
As
体
a result, Miss Liu's body was left in the wardrobe until Afu opened it.
这
This is the truth behind the whole case. Shen, what Officer Ma says does make sense. Yes, what Officer Ma said is very true.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, what do you
你
think?
怎么看？
Is Lo
凶手
Shunwen
就
murder?
是罗世文吗？
Oh boy. There has to be. I'm trying to think. That does make a lot of sense. But. But there's the rod-like object. No, but Young saw it on the table. So it's not like it was up on the wall originally. He does have the motive, too. If we're wrong about this, then I don't know if we'll have to go through the whole thing again. I'm just going to say it's him, because that makes the most logical sense. And, you know, it's a 50-50 chance.
凶手应该就是罗世文。
Okay, so that didn't go away, though. Indeed, as Officer Moss said, the murderer is likely Lo Xiwen.
看来沈先生和
Appears that
本部想到
Mr.
一块
Shen
儿
and I think alike.
只是
However, there's one... Okay,
还有件事。
whoops. There's one thing we can't figure out. Why did Young Er go to the crime scene to take away the murder weapon and clean up footprints?
当然是罗
Of
世
course,
文
it
指
was
使
Lo
他大
Xiwen who instructed him to do it.
可罗世文
But
为何
why did Lo Xiwen...
这
Yeah,
种问题
such a question is entirely
清楚
trivial.
只要对两人各上一套刑。
If we've messed this up, as long as we inflict torture... No.
真相
And the truth will soon be revealed.
就按马
Okay,
捕
let's
头
follow
说
what
的办
Officer Moss said and proceed accordingly. The
案子
truth of the case has finally been revealed. Yeah, we fucked that up. Even though the murder confession... Try again. Okay, so we know that it wasn't then. God. Okay. Well, trial and error. At least we can try
先
again.
生，你怎么看？
Okay, yeah.
Boo.
Luckily that saved.
我认为真凶另有其人。
No, I believe the real murderer is someone else. Oh, I wonder who Mr. Shen thinks is the murderer.
马捕头的飞
Officer Moss' deduction seems flawless at first hearing,
细想却总
but upon careful consideration, something feels off.
至于真凶是
As for who the real murderer is,
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, Lord is waiting for your answer.
如果凶手不是罗
The
世文，
murderer isn't Lo Xiwen, then who could it be? Give me a straight answer.
凶手
The murderer should be... Okay, we do not have many chances to get this. We know it's not me, we know it's not him or Afu. It can't be the judge. It wouldn't be the dog or any of those characters that... Wait. Has to be someone who knows about the scroll. He has... Can we be... It wouldn't be the old man. It would have to be someone who's not strong. So that means Officer Ma wouldn't be able to, because he could... As... Yeah. Oh... It's not him. I don't see the old pointing the finger at Young Er again.
这才是
This is the real murderer.
不知沈
Mr.
先
Shen, I
生
wonder what your reasons are for
不需要
suspect.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, if you believe there are flaws in my deduction, please feel free to point them out.
沈先
Mr.
生，
Shen, I see you're not quite yourself. Are you feeling well? Would you like a break? No need to force it, Mr. Shen. Catching a killer should solve the case of duty is not ours.
马捕头的分析，我想
I believe that should be the truth for the case then. Fuck. Okay. Okay, so it wasn't him. I don't want to do what I did last time and cheat to find the answer.
凶手应该是
Someone that wasn't strong though. And it wasn't Lo Xiwen and it wasn't Young Er. She couldn't have killed herself. See, part of me wants to say him. Should I go with that instinct? I'm gonna just... Because I can never understand how this works. Let's see. So it has to be him. He saw it, right?
马捕头，
It's Officer Ma, the real Ma.
马捕头，
Officer Ma.
星辰呢？
Shen, are you sure you're not kidding? In the courtroom, jesting is not okay.
这并
It's not a jest.
不知沈
Mr.
先
Shen,
生
I
怀
wonder what your reasons
不
are.
需要
It's not okay.
沈先生，
There are flaws in my. Okay, we fucked that up again.
沈先生，沈先
No
生，
need to force it. Blah blah blah.
马
Okay.
捕头的分析，我想，衙役，且慢。
有件事我始终没想通。按照马捕头的分析，
Someone's analysis suggests
案发现场的脚印，
with the footprints at the
他
scene.
还让杨二去
He
他
also
家
had
拿
Young
走
Er
凶器。
remove the murder weapon from his house.
可是
But Lo Shun fainted after I exposed his scheme, and there was no time to talk with Young Er. Yeah.
在此之前，
Before that, it was unlikely he could foresee his
一定有什么地
being
方出错
arrested. Something must have gone wrong somewhere. I need to think carefully.
凡有接触，
Oh, so we were right.
证据不是不
Maybe.
存在，只是
All
那个
contact leaves traces. The evidence is not non-existent, but instead undiscovered.
一本物之下，
All objects and images settle in different locations sequentially. It's hot in here. The buns have stayed here for 6 hours. Be careful, they might be spoiled. See, that's what I thought. If they were sitting there for 6 hours, they're not spoiled.
室内十分闷热，
The room is extremely hot, causing decomposition of the body to... Yeah, see? So if the decomposition, but the buns were fine, like what?
但放了3个时
However,
辰
the
包
steam
进去
buns have been left for 6 hours. Do not spoil.
为什么会这样？
Why is it like this?
需要我来
Oh,
指引
him.
方向？
Do you need me to point it? Do you need me to point you in the right direction?
不必，
No
这
need.
个案子，
I will handle this case myself. Go ahead then, tell me.
马捕头能咬
What
定
is the
凶
key
手是我
factor
审问的
Officer
关键
Ma?
是什么？
What is the key factor for Officer Ma to be able to confirm that Lo Shuwen is the murderer? There was no reason for them, because if he and the editor were in cahoots, then there's no, because she never, motive
罗
maybe?
世文有杀人
Lo
动机，
Shuwen was the motive to commit murder,
但仅凭
but
动机，
motive alone is not enough to
马捕头
determine the
能咬
murder.
定凶手是罗世
Time of death? Yes. Okay.
如果案件现
If the
正是
case happened as I initially speculated, occurring at
罗
midnight,
世文是有
Lo Shuwen has an alibi to prove that he was not present at the scene.
什么改变
What
了
changed
死亡时
determination of
间
the
的
time
审
of death? The charcoal brazier. Yes, okay.
自然是探
Of
判。
course, it has to be the charcoal brazier.
吴大娘在考虑了
After
探判的因
considering the
素
brazier rendezvous pushed back the estimated time of death by 4
这个因
hours.
素可以
Can this factor be ruled out?
排除。
Ruled out? How?
探盘只是
The
提高了
charcoal
温度
brazier
温度
merely increased the temperature inside the room.
真正影响死
The
亡时间
stifling
认定
heat inside truly impacted the determination of the time of death.
无论是探盘
Whether
还是室温因素，
whether it is the charcoal brazier or the room temperature factor, both are objectively present.
探盘还有一种
There's
变
another variable with the charcoal brazier that you overlooked. The time of ignition or the coat? Okay, the time, yeah, because we overlooked that.
时间，
Time. If the heat did not last long enough, the impact on the decomposition rate will be
食
limited.
盒里的肉包
The fact that the meat buns in the food box did not spoil is likely due to this
探
reason.
盘是什么时候
The
被
crucial factor is when the charcoal brazier was ignited.
这个时间
How can we infer the
就
specific
知道
time?
碳的燃烧
I know the charcoal burn rate. I can analyze the ratio of unburned charcoal to ash.
即便如此，
Even so, it would still be difficult to deduce the exact time when the charcoal brazier was ignited,
因为不知道
because we do not know the initial ratio of charcoal to charcoal ash.
此
Stupid. Think about who lit the charcoal brazier. He would have had to light it because of the... No, isn't the charcoal brazier wrong? Steam buns and sported.
说明他
Oh, okay.
想想，难道是杨？
No.
不对，
Oh, wait, no. Because if Officer Ma murdered, then he would have purposely set
是谁点的？
the brazier to burn to throw off the time. Okay. Jeez.
马捕头说，
Officer Ma's claim of just passing by without entering the room is likely a lie.
最后经过现场
He was the last person. He was the last to go. He was the last to go by the scene, and he was also the most likely one to clean up the footprints.
如果谈判是他
If he was the one who lit the charcoal brazier, everything would make sense.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, you're so unwilling to leave. Are you suggesting that I should personally request you to leave?
张大人，
Judge Chung, I've sorted out my thoughts.
不知大人
I wonder
能
if
否
you,
听我
Judge
一言
Chung, would be willing to listen to my words.
姓沈的，
Shen, do not refuse a gift and then demand punishment.
马捕头，
Officer Ma, please calm down for now.
先生的
I would
分
like to hear
析，
Mr. Shen's
罗
analysis.
世文并非杀害
Lo
了真
Shenwen
凶，
is not the one who actually killed Miss Liu.
马捕
Officer Ma is the one who did it. Lord, Shen is slandering me. How can I not be angry?
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, please tell me, what is your reason for suspecting Officer Ma?
周老先生
After Mr. Chiu left,
马
Officer
捕头确实进
After
入
Mr.
罗
Chiu
世文
left, Officer Ma did indeed enter Lo Xuan's house.
屋内的炭盆是马捕头点
The charcoal brazier in the house was lit by Officer Ma, and he also cleaned up the footprints. Ha ha ha. What a joke. Why would I have had the
取罗世文
why would I have had the free time to go to Lo's house to light a brazier? No, your intention was to create a false impression of the time of death.
这样便能把
By doing so, you could frame Lo Xuan for the murder. Shen, I just don't understand. Heating up the charcoal brazier in the room would accelerate the decomposition of the body. If we ignored this, wouldn't we be more likely to assume that the time of death was earlier instead? Shen, you're talking nonsense, not even able to convince your own assistant.
炭盆
The charcoal burner was specifically lit to mislead this person. The coroner.
这个炭
The
盆
charcoal brazier was specifically lit by Officer Ma for Auntie Vu. For me, indeed, the person he truly intended to mislead was Auntie Vu,
因为它是金
because she is the most renowned coroner in the Jinqiu region. What do you mean by that?
乌大娘有权
Auntie Vu has authority, and we rely entirely on her judgment to determine the time of death.
误导了她，
Misleading her is
误导了所有人。
equivalent to misleading everyone else. Can you tell me then where I have been misled?
房间闷
A
热，
hot room
回家
could
做
speed
事
up the decomposition of a body.
别人
Others may overlook it, but Auntie Vu
马
won't.
捕头正是利用
Officer Ma precisely took advantage of this point.
他带大娘去现场，
Taking Auntie to the scene of the autopsy was actually to expose her to the stifling indoor heat. Wow, it's really hot in this room.
然后他再利
Then
用。
he used his position as an officer to make Auntie believe the room was always in such a state.
但事实上，
But in fact, the charcoal brazier was lit by Officer Ma around noon when he entered Lo's
事
house.
后
Afterwards, Officer Ma had Soldier Chen guard the door to ensure that the room would heat up.
当时距离我
After the
阿福
time, it was only 2 hours before Afu and I discovered the body.
对腐化的影响很有
The
限，
impact of the decomposition was very limited,
而这一切
and all of this
都是为了误导乌大娘。
is to mislead Auntie Vu.
尸体
But the body was indeed discovered by you and Afu first, so how can it be said
因为当时
otherwise?
我与阿福为
Even
他
if
所
Afu and I didn't find the body then, you find another reason to take Auntie Vu there. So that's how it is. If the brazier was lit only for 2 hours, the victim should have been killed around midnight.
子正前後，
Around midnight, Lo Xuan was still at Lo Pei's house, unable to be at 2 places at once. Officer Ma, did you really commit the murder?
污蔑，
It's a slander, it's all slander. Lord, it was Lo Xuan who lit the charcoal brazier to burn the blood-stained coat. The fragments of the clothes in the charcoal brazier are the evidence. Shen is actually distorting the truth and
如果
slandering
炭
me.
盆是罗世文
If
点
Lo Xuan was the one who lit the charcoal brazier,
杨二俊无
Young
耻
Er should
应
have
该
left
感
the
到闷热
stuffiness, felt the stuffiness upon entering
但
the
他
room,
对此毫无
but he had no impression of it at all. There was no one inside the room, and I didn't notice anything unusual either.
而在杨二之
And the
后
only
进
person who entered the room after Yang Er was you, Officer Ma.
你怎么知道
How did you
杨
know
二
that
那
Yang Er wasn't lying? What evidence do you have to claim that I entered the room?
马捕头
Officer
说
Ma's
的
argument makes sense, and Yang Er's words cannot be entirely trusted. Mr. Shen, do you have any other way to prove that the charcoal brazier was lit by Officer Ma?
这件证据
This piece of
也能证明
evidence
屋内
can
温热
also
的时
prove
间
that the room was only stuffy for a short period of time. The buns again? Has to be the buns.
现场的那
The
颗包
box
子
of steamed buns is the evidence.
这包子若在
If
闷热
meat buns are
环境
left in a
放置
stuffy
3个
environment
小
for 6 hours,
定
they
然
would
会
definitely spoil.
大阿福当时
But
查
Afu tasted them at the
包子
time,
并
and the
没
buns were not spoiled. Absolutely true.
阿福是你的
Afu
助
is
手
your assistant, so if he says they're not spoiled, then they're not spoiled. Someone bring the confiscated food box here. I will personally taste it. Shen, the food box is empty. Where did the buns inside go? Humph, your assistant ate all those spoiled buns. I clearly ate only one, and it was not spoiled. The dog. Shen, it was Officer Ma. He fed all the buns to the dog. Humph, you dare turn the tables on me? How can you accuse me of destroying evidence? Shen, what should we do now?
我们换一个角度
Let's look at this from a different perspective.
马捕
Officer Ma was the last person to enter the crime
却
scene.
应该就是
Bloodstained coat was most likely destroyed by him at the time.
如果能证
If
明
we can prove this point, then everything won't be proven.
对啊，知道罗
Right,
佩
there
斯
should
存在的人，好像
there
没
don't
几
seem
个
to be many people who know about Lopez's bloodstained coat. Lord, the bloodstained coat was clearly burned by Lo Shen. Shen is distorting the truth. No, the evidence proves that the person who burned the bloodstained coat is not Lo Shen. What? Have to be the coat belt, right?
诸位请看，
Everyone, please take a look.
这是朝
These are the fragments of the broken rice cake and the belt of Lopez's wind coat.
这些东西
Afu found these in the dry well near Lopez's house. They had been discarded by Lo Shuwen. What do these things have to do with me?
此前我一直
I hadn't figured it out before. Why did Lo Shuwen separately dispose of the belt and the coat?
既然要销毁，
If the intention was destroying them, why not burn them together? Indeed, why would he
只
do
有
so?
一个理由能解
There is only one reason that can explain this. Lo Shuwen didn't intend to burn that coat.
他销毁
He
证据
disposed of the evidence by throwing the coat and the cake together into the dry well. It is indeed quite common for perpetrators to dispose of evidence in multiple
但那是一
locations.
件西洋风衣，
That was a Western style coat, and the belt should be inserted into the belt loops at the back.
大家有所
That is something that everyone is unaware of.
井下面有个废弃的爬头，
There is a discarded rake head underneath the well, and the belt got caught in it.
腰带。
The belt would have come off when Officer Ma pulled up the coat.
毕竟马捕头身材
After
高
all, Officer Ma is big and tall, unable to go down the well like
因
Afu.
此才没带走
That's why he didn't take the
紧紧地
broken
靠
cake and the
腰带
belt from the bottom of the well. These are all your speculations, just speculations.
本部可没
I
去找过
did not go to find any bloodstained coat, nor did I arrange for anyone else to do so. It is possible that Lo Shuwen took the bloodstained coat back. It has nothing to do with me.
罗世文已经醒了，
Lo Shuwen is awake now.
有没有去警
Did
察
he
局
go
取
down the
一
well to retrieve the bloodstained coat? Just ask him. Officer Ma, it is undeniable fact that you have investigated the dry well.
这件证据
It's the other piece of this part, the thin thread. Because of
决定性的证据
the thing here.
就是这根
Decisive
细线
evidence is this thin thread.
荒唐！
Absurd! What can a single thread
这根
prove?
细线
This thin thread was found in the gap between the bricks and the wall. The well wall. Oh
也
my
没有
god.
日晒雨淋，
The thread is clean and intact, not exposed to sun nor rain. Clearly, it got stuck in recently. What is this connection between this thin thread and Officer Ma?
谢老爷，
Judge Chung, the thin thread is red and yellow. Its color is quite distinctive.
它红色
The
的
red part of
呈黑
it is
赤，
dark crimson, not dye color. It looks more like a long dried blood
黄
stains.
色的部
The
分也
yellow
显
part
色原本
also
应当
appears
是
aged.
黄色
Originally, it thought to have been bright yellow color.
还请二
May I
位
kindly ask both of you to explain more clearly?
在下愿为大人指示。
I would like to point out the connection between this thread and Officer Ma. It's right there.
这根细线
This thin thread is the tassel from Officer Ma's sword.
刀碎沾有
The tassel has dried bloodstains on it, which is a unique characteristic of Officer Ma's sword.
细线很可能
The thread got stuck in the crevice as Officer Ma leaned over the well, probing with his sword.
麻布头，
Ma, during the pursuit of a fugitive, you damaged your own scabbard. The bloodstained tassel moved to
本
me.
官曾借
I
走
borrowed
刀
your sword and had a new scabbard crafted using high quality wood. Just now, I take a close look at this thread, and indeed it is from your tassel. No, it's not me. I did investigate that well. I didn't find anything. It's also possible that someone else took the bloodstained coat before I had the chance. Officer Ma, didn't you just say you didn't order anyone to look for the bloodstained coat?
除罗氏文外，
Except Lo Shuwen, everyone who knew about the bloodstained coat was at Lo Pei's house.
不过你
It was only you, me, Afu, and Judge Chung who knew about it.
麻布头，
Officer Ma, what is the truth behind all of this? Oh boy. Shen, stop accusing others without evidence. Don't blame the weapons if harm comes your way.
麻布头，
Officer Ma, for now, please put down the sword. Lord, Shen is being too oppressive.
蒙冤受屈，始终不服。
Says the official. I have been wronged and treated unfairly. I cannot accept it in my heart.
纵然
Even if I believe that you are being unjustly treated, you still need to give me an explanation for the bloodstained coat.
凶神的巧舌如簧，
Shen has a silver tongue. It's hard for me to defend myself.
若你有证
If
据
you have
能
evidence to
证明
prove
自
your
己的
innocence,
清
that
白，
would be acceptable too. Lord, if I have a way to prove my innocence, could you please help in bringing charges against Shen for false accusation? For this matter,
本朝律法
punishment for false accusations in our dynasty is severe, but Mr. Shen was invited by me.
大人是打定心思要
Are you suggesting, my lord, that you have made up your mind to show favoritism?
大人
Judge Chung,
若真的冤枉
if Officer Ma is truly innocent, I am willing to accept punishment. Shen,
麻布头，
Officer Ma, can you speak out now?
现在可以
What can
说了
prove your innocence? Yes.
大人，
Lord, Shen's accusations against me are all based on speculation and have no basis. I've never seen that bloodstained coat, so I cannot prove any explanation of it. It's possible that young burned the coat since he is the accomplice of Lo Xinwen. To determine my innocence, all you need to do is take a look at the hands of the deceased.
吴大娘，
Auntie Vu, is there anything special about the hands of the deceased?
死者的指尖
The fingertips have abrasions and bruises from the nails and surrounding skin being
这
damaged.
是他
These are resistance wounds left by struggling to scratch and claw before death. Therefore, do you believe the murderer could have scratch marks on their body?
真
Ooh,
的说，
more precisely on his hand.
道理我给
Logic I've explained to Officer Ma before is that in case of
害
asphyxiation,
者会本能的
the victim will instinct to grab the source of the strangling force and pull outwards to resist. Therefore, it often leaves scratch marks on the murderer's hands.
可是大
But
人，
Auntie Vu,
这个案子
oh,
说
but Auntie, wasn't the murder weapon in this case a scroll painting?
女先生在
Miss
死后的
Liu,
时候
when
杀的
resisting,
也应该是画轴吧？
would have been grabbing the scroll, right?
你仔细看看
Take a
那张
close
画
look at the painting. Are those scratch marks on it?
没有，
There are no scratch marks, only some signs of compression.
死者头发
No wall dust or floor dirt in the victim's hair or lack shows that she was strangled from or back shows she was strangled from behind.
手的双
The
手
murderer's hands would be
在
placed near the
画轴
center of the
最
skull
靠近
so
的区域
as to control the
虽然
victim.
受害者抵
Since the
抗时
victim was
没有
able to
抓
grab the
画
scroll during the struggle, she'd only grab the hand.
您的意
I
思
mean, by
是
simply examining Officer Ma's hand, we can determine if he is the real murderer.
只是老
This
师
is
的
just my humble opinion. Officer Ma rolled. Okay. My hands are clean and clear. I'm innocent. Auntie, is it possible Officer Ma wore gloves when he committed the crime?
那姑娘挣扎
The
时
girl scratched her nails when she struggled. She grabbed so hard, even through the clothes, there would be bruises.
凶神呐，
What do you have to say now, Shen?
根据本朝刑律
The legal code states the crime of false accusation shall be punished with a third-degree offense.
本部的罪名
What is the crime you falsely accused me of? Murder?
可是死罪。
That's a capital crime.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, Officer Ma has
麻布头，
presented the evidence.
你还
Do you
坚持
still insist that he is the
你
murderer?
现在撤
You can
销
still
举证
withdraw
还来得及
the charges now. I will treat everything as if it never happened.
先生，
Shen, oh, whoops.
虽然在
啊
这种情况下让马捕头逃掉，
你
I will take this time to consider this matter thoroughly.
不甘心，
Although it's frustrating to let Officer Mock escape in this case, we will have to accept it.
看
It
来
appears that Mr. Shen cannot find any loopholes either. Ha 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 ha. Lord, in such a situation, can you really not consider Mr. Shen's actions a false accusation? No one to stop Officer Mock.
看来这个案
It
子
seems this case won't have a conclusion anytime soon. Let's adjourn the hearing for today.
什么？
Wait a moment. Oh God.
大人，
Judge, I still firmly believe that Officer Ma is the murderer.
沈先生
Mr. Shen, even so, are you confident you can prove conclusively that Officer Ma is the
我
killer?
想试一试。
I'd like to give it a try. Shen, did you simply discard what Auntie Vu said earlier as if it were nothing?
我本来还想
I was initially planning to let you off the hook for Lord's sake, but now it's far from over.
沈先生
Mr. Shen, I can only give you one chance.
谢谢江大人。
Thank you, Judge Chung. One chance is enough.
先生，
Shen, how do you plan to prove it to them?
是马捕头
Did Officer Ma conceal the wound in some way?
说
Or is it possible that Miss Leo's finger injury was not a defensive
我
wound?
刚才在清
I
中
just reviewed the case in my mind, and the current line of reasoning seems to be
这是马
correct.
捕头
However, Officer Ma was presented.
提出了反证，
Officer Ma has presented a counter-argument with a new angle.
我们也应该转
We
变
should
思
also
考，
shift our perspective and consider alternative angles.
不去讨论是否
Instead of discussing whether something is true or not, let's take a moment to contemplate.
为什么马捕头的手上
Why are there no scratches on Officer Ma's hands?
请沈先生
Mr. Shen, please
能
present the
解释马
evidence.
捕头手上为何没有
One
抓住的证
possible
据？
explanation for the lack of scratches on Officer Ma's hands is... Oh boy. Indicative of struggle. The tool was used as a piece of evidence. Wait. Used a certain tool, and this tool is included as a piece of evidence. The coat belt? No, because no, that's not possible. His scabbard? No. Maybe it was the scabbard. No, the sword. Ha ha ha.
姓沈的
Shen isn't. Shen, is that what you call evidence?
沈先生
Mr. Shen, you might as well give up now. If Officer Ma insists on charging with false accusation, it'll be hard for me to protect. Today, I will not allow this villain to step out of the courtroom. Okay. Bloodshed in the courtroom and a fit of rage. Okay.
“能解释马捕头手上为何
So it's not that. What if I could get that? Hold space to be. Okay, well, I'm holding space and it's still not. Okay. Oh, okay. God, okay. Well,
马捕头的手
the
上
reason why there are no scratch marks on Officer Ma's hands is
是因为
it's because he was wearing arm guards. Not long ago, we had the arm guards reinforced by a blacksmith. Shen, are you kidding me? The arm guards protect the forearm, not the hand.
不过马捕头有
What if
手臂
Officer Ma uses arms to hold the scroll tightly?
那样
It wouldn't be tightly secured. There'd be bruises on the chin, even if she didn't break free.
事实上，
But the fact she only had strangulation marks on her neck. Only strangulation marks on the neck.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, there are no injuries on Officer Ma's hands. Even if I agree with your argument,
也很
it is still difficult to conclusively determine that he is the murderer, isn't it?
他的确有。
He could have killed her wearing arm guards, but it's also possible he's not related at all.
如果知道了本案真
If
正
we were to find out the true weapon used in this case, things would be totally different. The true murder weapon.
凶器
Isn't the murder weapon the scroll?
真正的凶器是
The true murder weapon is... Because I think this... It's not the cane. It's not a bamboo stick, and it can't be the water fire rod. It would have to either be the arm bracers or the scabbard itself. Let's see if it's the scabbard, because I remember...
其实
Actually, the true murder weapon is the scabbard of Officer Ma's sword. The scabbard.
不过
The scabbard had cloud patterns, but no corresponding marks. Oh
马捕
shit.
头先用护臂包裹
Yeah. Okay. Officer Ma first wrapped the scabbard with the arm guard and then used it as a club to kill her. That would prevent the patterns from the scabbard from leaving marks on the victim's neck. What? What a complex method.
小蛇的
Shen, you are indeed eloquent and almost managed to deceive Lord again. The so-called murder weapon you mentioned is essentially no different from the scroll.
刚才吴大
Rendezvous just mentioned
手
killing
法杀人，
Killing this way, the murderer's hands would inevitably be scratched. How do you explain this? Please allow me a moment to think.
想想
Reconsider.
大人，
Lord, baseless accusations and reckless behavior will
无论还有，
undermine our authority as officials. Today I must hold him accountable for these false accusations he's made. Well, in that case, Lord, at this point, are you still trying to cover for him?
来人，
Come on, take Shang Chung and Afu away first. Shit, okay. Send us to exile. False. Okay.
真正的凶器是
What if we use the arm guard itself?
事实
The
上
true murder weapon is actually the arm guard. What? How do you explain that?
吕姑娘的确
Miss
是被
Liu
打
was indeed strangled from behind by Officer
但
Ma.
扼住她脖子的，并不
It
是
was not the scroll that strangled her, but rather the arm of Officer Ma wearing a
吕
guard.
姑娘挣扎
When
时
Miss Liu struggled to grab the reinforced arm guard of Officer Ma.
才没有在马
That's why there were no scratch marks left in Officer Ma's hands.
这都是意思。
This is all speculation. You have no evidence.
吕姑娘脖子
The
上
strangulation marks on Miss Liu's neck are the evidence.
铁匠制技
Compare the strangulation marks with the measurements of the arm guards in the
护
manual.
臂上那两根
The
短
arm
的
guard
尖
is
头和粗细
straps are perfectly matched the vertical bars in the strangulation mark.
相比画中，
The width of the strangulation marks also matches better compared to the scroll painting.
凡有接触，
All contact leaves traces. Even if you destroy the arm guards, blacksmith Chung Ta can help verify the truth.
那为何
Then why did the straps on the scroll painting also match perfectly?
画轴是你
The
精心
scroll
准备
painting
的
was
凶器
meticulously prepared. Was a meticulously prepared fake weapon. God, that was.
是从护臂上拆
The
下。
straps of the scroll painting were dismantled from the arm guard.
之前我就觉
I
得
found it strange before as well. Scroll paintings are usually bound with silk
为
ribbons.
何这轴画
Why is there a leather strap on this scroll painting, and why are there two of them?
这想必是你
This
注意
must
到
be your
护臂
attempt to
留下
cover
的
up
后
after noticing the strangulation marks left by the arm guard.
认罪了，
Confess, Officer Ma.
你已经无从抵赖。
You can no longer deny it. That's a funny animation. It was indeed me who killed her. Ma Tawei. Why did you kill a female editor?
你倒是
You
说话呀！
say something.
马捕头杀害
Officer Ma killed Miss Liu perhaps for the sake of this person. Miss Liu had a simple social relationship with this town. Apart from Lo Xinwen, the only person who had motive to kill her is Lo Pei. Lo Pei? But wasn't Liu Pingchen his editor? The child Tian Tian witnessed a conflict between the two of them. The cause was that Miss Liu wanted Lo Pei to announce Lo Xinwen as a co-author of the novel. This is just Lo Xinwen's nonsense. No one in town believes it. Rumors can sometimes be close to the truth, even if they are based on baseless claims. What do you mean by that? I have read Lo Pei's novels, and during the investigation, I have also seen Lo Xinwen's manuscripts. As detective stories, the core tricks in both of their works are truly designed by one person. Why does anyone believe Lo Xinwen then? Lo Pei's stories have vivid characters and tightly woven plot that keeps readers engaged. Lo Xinwen's writings seem to be like a mere list of events, making it tedious and boring to read. Therefore, everyone assumes that he is simply jealous of Lo Pei. But Liu Pingchen noticed this matter? I found half a written letter on Lo Xinwen's desk, and the handwriting appears of Miss Liu. Based on this content, Miss Liu intends to expose Lo Pei. This move might have caused Lo Pei to panic, so he took advantage of the admiration from Officer Ma and instigated him to commit murder. No, Master Lo is innocent. It's all my fault for acting on my own. Liu Pingchen was bewitched by someone who wanted to destroy Master Lo. I couldn't bear to watch any longer, so I resorted to this plan. What do you mean? That day, when Master Lo invited me for tea, I finally knew. As editor, Liu Pingchen planned to forcibly list Lo Xinwen as co-author of Master Lo's novel. Lo Xinwen is indeed a heavy smoker. At that time, I was so furious I drew my sword and pointed it towards the sky. It is truly heartbreaking to see Master Lo's lifelong reputation be ruined in this way. But Master Lo was kind and comforted me. Liu Pingchen was resolved, and he is indifferent to fame. He said he'd arranged for a chat with Lo Xinwen late last night to give him a chance to mend his ways. Upon hearing this, I came up with a plan. If I kill Liu Pingchen and frame Lo Xinwen, I can protect Master Lo. So the crumbs on the corners of Miss Liu's mouth were also planted by you to frame Lo Xinwen? Those were placed by me when I entered the scene for the second time. Please tell me what happened last night. Mr. Shen had already explained most of what happened last night. I spent the whole night following Liu Pingchen and looking for a chance to kill her. I heard her arguing with the untrustworthy Lo Xinwen and saw her crying by the bridge. After she encountered Mr. Shen and Afu, she suddenly ran to Lo Xinwen's house. This gave me the perfect opportunity. At the moment, Liu Pingchen focused on writing a letter and didn't notice me behind her. When I glimpsed at the content, I was even more certain of her guilt. From behind her, after she died, I tied the belt on my arm guard to the skull and put the corpse in the wardrobe. In this way, I thought I could blame everything on Lo Xinwen, but I never expected. But you didn't expect that around the same time Lo Xinwen had decided to kill Lo Pei. Damn. Fate plays tricks on us. You were trying to frame Lo Xinwen for the murder. Lo Xinwen, on the other hand, was the one who murdered Lo Pei. Surprisingly, Lo Xinwen unexpectedly had an alibi in relation to this case. You had to go back to burn the coat and heat the charcoal to mislead Auntie Vu. How many lies have you told me, Ma Tawei? A lie often requires another lie to cover it up. First line, chapter 1 of the Confined Room Mystery. Mr. Shen, you are also. Come on, take Ma Tawei to the jail. Ooh, okay, finally. God. 15 minutes later, outside a court prison cell, Sheng Zhuang explained what happened. I'm so foolish. I said many rude things to Miss Liu. When everyone laughed at me and called me a crazy person, I wished someone would believe me, even if there was only one. When this person finally appeared, I didn't believe her and instead suspected her motives. What others said is true. I am ungrateful and vicious. It's not your fault. After being suppressed for too long, it is inevitable that you will doubt yourself. Mr. Shen, I once framed you, but you helped me instead. Actually, I did it for myself. I came to you to learn about the book, the Confined Room Mystery. And you mainly want to know how you came up with it with the twist in the book. Why do you have to ask about this book? I don't know. Don't know? Mr. Shen, you are really smart. You have seen through me completely. The Confined Room Mystery, that's the real reason why I killed Lo Pei. Half a year ago, Lo Pei went to Yangchao with Miss Liu to visit the Golden Words. After returning, he wrote the Confined Room Mystery. The other day, Miss Liu came to see me. She said that she found out that the ideas in most of Lo Pei's books were not his own. She thought it was wrong. I was a co-author of his books. Lo Pei should have put my name on it. I went to talk to Lo Pei, but he kept showing me how successful the Confined Room Mystery was, and saying he could write books on his own. I'm dispensable. This is really irritating. I was not angry. I know I'm useless. I'm good at nothing but the imperial examination. Master Lo had a brilliant literary talent. He has made many friends in that circle. Only he can turn my ideas into stories. Seeing fans like the twists in the story, my heart... Actually, I'm very happy. But the Confined Room Mystery made you realize that you're not the only one. Oh god. How can I use other people's plot twists? Then what is the point of my life? Since my life has no meaning... Oh god, then let's die together. That's why I killed him. Ha 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 ha. Jeez. Mr. Shen, Lo Shenwen is going crazy again. You should leave right now. It's time to give him smoking cessation pills. Jeez. Shen, is it a bad thing to have passion for something? Why do you suddenly ask me this? I feel that both Officer Ma and Lo Shenwen genuinely love detective novels, but both of them killed someone because of it. I wonder if one day my love for science will make me do bad things too. Lo Pei bears a great responsibility for Lo Shenwen's current situation. As for the problem you mentioned, I think we only need to distinguish between love and fanaticism. Fanaticism? Officer Ma's blind worship is a kind of fanaticism. Lo Shenwen gradually became extreme due to excessive obsession. It's a different kind of fanatic. Okay. True love is rational. I see. But can people really stay rational when it comes to things they truly care about? Soldiers found the armed guards at Ma Taoi's residence that had not been disposed of yet. Several scratches were also found on them. This case should be a solid one without a doubt. That's good to know. Mr. Shen is truly a master detective, having successfully solved 2 cases in a row. Your praise is too kind, Judge Chang. And we owe much to Afu's assistance, too. Ha ha ha. You're really awesome. Auntie Vu, thank you. I'm talking about Mr. Shen. You should learn from him. Certainly I should. Auntie, it is your analysis that proved direction for this case. You're being modest. If you hadn't exposed Ma Taoi's plot, I'd have most become his
不知晚
accomplice.
辈可否向您请教一个
Well,
关于
may I
尸体
consult you
的
about a question regarding the posture of a corpse?
说说
Go ahead. Oh God. Okay. Introduce the
你
characteristics.
所说的死状，俗称教功反差，
Okay, what you described
一向是 中了
opus
仙机药之毒。
opus thodonis. Okay, whatever. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. Oops.
天机药，
Guangji poison.
仙机
A
药
poison
是用
made from
马
Nux
天子制作的毒药，
vomica.
服用之后，
After ingestion, it causes intense full body contortions and agonizing
最
pain.
后头
It
部
results in a
一个
posture that the
反
hand and
向
feet
相接
meet
而
resembling being
状似
Tras-
生机，故
tra-
此得名。
trasted?
好可怕！
What a horrible thing.
马钱子的有毒成分
The toxin
在西药中
component
名为尸
of
体
Nux vomica is known as strychnine.
英国警探
The London
对
police
尸
have
体
carefully
做过
examined the
毒
body and found no trace of sage.
西药
I'm not
老
an
先是
expert in Western medicine, but
既然你
since you
这么
say
说
so, it must have been repeatedly verified. Yes.
尸检之
Forensic
时
science is vast and
博大
profound, and
精
I only
深
have superficial understanding of
待
it.
我找认
I will
识的老
discuss
祖
with the
宗
old
们探
coroners I
讨
know and
探
reply to you later. God, I hate when I can't pronounce shit. Thank you, Auntie Vu. Lord, I met a boatman at the doctor's now. He seemed to be looking for Mr. Shen.
先生，
Shen, Uncle Wong is here to pick us up.
既如此，
In that case, you two should hurry up and hit the road.
马捕头
Officer Ma is being held in another cell, but I still intend to have a chat with him.
张大人，
Judge Chung, let's part ways here then. Afu, what are you looking for? What? How come Mr. Ka's pastry stall
不
is
幸把
gone?
人收摊了吧？
Suppose it must have closed down after selling out.
好吧，
Well, I was planning on getting some steam buns to take on the road. Oh my, you're finally back.
对不起啊，王
I'm
叔
so sorry. I'm sorry, Uncle Wong. We encountered a case that caused delays. I figured it would be like this. Let's hurry and get on the boat first. We're setting sail. Steady yourself. Alright, looks like that is done. Can I pause this? No, okay.
船长，
Shipmaster, with this flywheel we can continue our journey.
和
Afu,
你父亲真是一个性子。
you are just like your father, relentless in experiments and neglecting everything else.
哎，
Oh, has he also burned a generator while experimenting? Haha, the things he's burned are much bigger than generators.
有时间，
When there's time later, I'll tell you more. For now, let's just replace this flywheel.
好，
Okay. It's been a truly long day, hasn't it? Indeed, 2 consecutive murder cases in a single day. Shen, you've had a busy day too. Get some rest now. No
我
rush.
需要
I
做一
need to
下案
make
件记录。
some case records.
你也一宿没睡，
You haven't slept all
估计
night
休息一
either.
下吧。
Why not take a break? Blacksmith taught helped me make a spring. I want to install it in my invention.
又有什么新发明？
What new invention do you have now? It's a secret.
等我做出来，
Once I finish it, you'll find out.
可别再把发电机弄
Don't
坏了。
burn the generator again.
放心，
Don't worry, I'll pay attention to the voltage this time. Okay.
先生，
Shen, the captain was steering the ship towards the Yangtze. Sure, let's visit the Golden Awards publishing house. Hopefully we'll discover something there.
先生，
Shen, how about
给我讲讲那个
telling me more about that
帮
case?
你讲。
I can help you. Certainly, I was planning to go through the case again from the beginning.
先生，
Shen, are the details of the crime in Lopez's novel really identical to this case?
是的，
Indeed.
事情
It all started 3
要
years
从
ago.
3年前说起。
Should I?
3年前，我在波士顿学习法，
3 years ago, I was studying law in
同年
Boston.
8月，
In August of the same year, I
我收到
received
哥
a
哥的
message
好友
from
约瑟发来
Joseph,
的
a
消
good
息，
friend of my
哥哥在
brother,
伦敦的公寓
informing me
被
that
气
my
死
brother had died mysteriously in his apartment in London.
我决定前往。
Determined to uncover the truth, I decided to travel to London. Actually, I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna save this and exit out later. 'Cause I think that's for the next part, actually. It's hard to determine when to stop these videos and to leave for the next part. But it might have just been me being like not as intelligent as I thought I was, but that case did feel a bit harder than the first one. But I hoped it was at least enjoyable to play through this. I know I was like, I really enjoy this game already, and I think there's a lot more to uncover with it. And hopefully you'll follow me on this journey of just figuring out what the whole plot of this is. Thanks for watching if you got this far, by the way. I'll catch you all later.